see that saw all of a sudden jump into that tree? And that's when I was like, it's so good. It was hollow, man. Hollow, and then that kind of changes things up a little bit. Pal's sitting right there to my right, you know. I'm thinking, golly, if it's hollow, the rest of it ain't gonna be no good either. Again, you see the saw fly in there on it. That's the, of course I showed it 592. It's a 32-inch bar X-cut chain on that saw, full chisel, non-skip. Man, that just cranks my tractor. Those trees hit the ground so hard, it's crazy. The bar when it went into that tree, but that tree was rotten. See that hollow? Come here and look at this thing. So I've swapped to the 362, running a 20-inch bar, reaching over the nose of my truck. That is a 33 RS chain that had the Taylor sharpening on it, and that son gun was flat freaking cutting, man. I'm still running a 362 in this clip. This tree is so dead, it's a sweet gum, and it doesn't have just a little bit of a top in it. You can see by that bark I throwed off of it. I mean, this is one of those that you just kind of got to be pretty gentle with, because it'll break up with you pretty good. But at least that's the way it are a lot of times. This one right here is still held together pretty good, because I ended up hanging this one up, and you'll get to see me get it down here in just a little bit. Oh, and this was number one of two that had water and just nasty AF stuff in it from where it was rotting. And so what happens is when you cut them like that, the saw just soaks you with that junk, man. And usually it's really bad. If you follow me on Instagram, you've already seen the white oak. But like I said, this was number one of two that did me like this today. See, if you notice right there, what I'm doing is I got my legs spread where the stuff will fly out between and go between them so it ain't getting on me. I think total, I probably cut down right around 40 trees on this place today. And I got there, I was done at 2 o'clock today. And I actually got everything moved as soon as I got done. Moved it over to the next job, which I'll do on Thursday morning. But I looked at the weather at straight up 2 o'clock today, and the heat index was 107. The heat does not bother me. I really worked myself up pretty good to prepare for it. And if I'm going to be out in it all day, I start the night before by flooding up, and actually the day before, lots of fluids, and then when you're working and running the saw, I let my watch run today, kept up with it. By the time I quit on this job, I had burnt 4,900 calories, a little better than 4,900. And I'm fine now, feel fine and everything. And you just have to really consume a lot of water. And the other thing that I do is I eat a fair amount of fruit too during the day. 2 or 3 times every couple of hours or so, I'll hit some oranges or something like that. A lot of times I'll have some watermelon with me in the cooler, and it makes a huge difference. You get that natural sugar, and then when you get home, I have to really work on flooding up again, because like today, I mean, it's nothing for me to lose 5, 6, 7 pounds in a day pretty easy. And I usually gotta eat a good supper too. I've done that already and hitting everything. I did order a case of the Squencher concentrate, which is 6 half-gallon jugs, and I'm gonna start mixing it and keeping it in my thermos that I hit all day long, that I work out of. But a lot of people can't do this. I'm now 50, and it's really key to do the right things to be able to stay with it all day long like that. And of course, running a saw is just insane anyhow, crazy workout. But that's what I do to kind of work through it. And then once I get once I get in, then I'm done for the day, and then I'll turn around in the morning and hammer it back out. Man, I love this chipper. Son of a gun is freaking awesome. You can see the top kind of hanging a little bit. I'm fixing to walk up here and grab the crush bar, make it crush it, see it start pulling it in, and it'll suck it on in there. They wanted a pile of compost, so I made them a small pile here starting out. Perfect. Shit, look at that. That's with fresh nice, animal move, all that good stuff like that. And ain't chipper just it just runs. So on this job here, I get asked a lot, how do I price them and things like that. On this one, there was nothing in the air had to be done. I knew I could cut them all down from the ground, and I just quote a day rate on it, and that way everybody's happy. They know what they're going to get, how it's going to work, and that's what I do on this. On this one, I know it's going to be too big on the butt, so I just jump off and I'm ready to hit the reverser to back it out. I do have earplugs in right now. I wear earplugs and the muffs both, but I got the muffs back, but I do have earplugs in, so you can see me. I'm fixing to reverse it right there. And you'll see it spit the chunk back out. So the wheels are running backwards right now, and I just pull it out on the ground, and I'll discard it over in the woods then. So you heard me crank it up. What I'm doing now, I'm working that lever, engaging the clutch on it. And that drum, I think that drum weighs about 1,400 pounds, and you have to bump it and get it going, get the momentum going, then you can let it go on in. So if you notice on it too, the feed wheels wasn't turning on it when I first revved it up. It has to get to a certain RPM, and then the feed wheels engage on it and start spinning. The way this machine works is when it gets pulling to about 80% load on the drum, and it's monitoring the engine and stuff, and when it gets that 80% and jumps over it, it will automatically run the reversers back of a couple inches or so where it gets it off the drum where the engine can catch back. And as soon as it gets back off of that 80%, then it goes back in the forward and takes back off again. And the way that I do this is, especially like when I'm by myself, I try to get a bunch of stuff around the chipper, and that way when I fire it up, I sit there and I just chip it all up at one time. And because you can feed the thing so fast, and it just chips so fast. It's even like these tops. Like I've got that limb right there scored just a little bit, and it pulls it through. So I mean, like the saw work is kind of a minimal on what I have to do to get it to go through the chipper, and it'll just go right on through it. So it makes me insanely efficient to do these jobs, and I can go through on the time frame on what I do is just nuts. And I did this whole one right here by myself today. I didn't have nobody with me all day. this the whole tree. Just put the whole darn oak in there. It didn't do nothing to it other than just cut it off the stump, and that was it. I love what I do. I enjoy filming the videos for y'all. I hope y'all enjoy them as, watching them as much as I enjoy posting them and doing the work and getting it out there. I think I'll walk up there and I'll show the load numbers on it. Yeah, I think that's what I'm fixing to do. I remember doing that today. There is some power running out when you're up real close. You can see the load. They're right above the turtle right there where I'm pointing my finger right there. It keeps up with it. You can see it fluctuating there. So hope you enjoyed the video. We'll catch y'all later. Later, taters.